Hello, my name is Minkwarrior, and we're back playing Alone with You, a sci-fi romance adventure? Oh my god, I already forgot. The last episode was dated on December 18, 2018, and I was prettier back then. I didn't have the chicky hickeys, but I decided to go back to this game. I watched all of my episodes because I'm the only one watching my videos, but I really wanted to continue playing this game. The last episode was we talked to Richard Lumumba, and we've exited. Hopefully he can help us, because I remember I didn't really answer him honestly about what I found on the cave. The cave contained bodies and data logs, but I didn't think he really wanted to hear about the data logs. Probably that may have consequences in the future, but we do have his support. So we've already talked with two of the Holo Sims. One is Mr. Lumumba, and the other one is, I think it was Winnie Lauren. But there's a lot of talking going on in this game, so I kind of stopped, that's why. But since we finished with our previous game, let's continue. We're now going to the okay, so our AI core is currently sleeping because he only sleeps at night, so that gives us power to the Holo Sim. But we can return to our crew quarters and we can sleep it off, and I'm excited for the next day. I think we're already on day 3. Man, we haven't even started with the text reading, and I need a sip already. I need to liquefy my throat, and we're going for the bed. See, we've already started making mistakes. Go to bed for the night. Put down my helmet, switch off the lights. Wake up to a beautiful acid rainy day. It's a beautiful day, it's raining acid. Day 3. What's that slash over there? It's 6. Universal time of chaos. Good morning once again. The holograms seem very motivated. Did you have an enjoyable time last night? Yeah, you bet. Excellent. Our destination to augment our efforts with the holograms is proving to be the right one. This is great news. As long as they feel inspired to aid you, I believe they will excel in their work. Please keep this in mind. There are 2 more areas you can explore to further our goal. Come see me in the core again and you can begin your day. And that's what we'll do. And we'll go to bed. 5 more minutes, AI. Oh, fine. And if I remember before, on the December 18 recording, I was still using the headphones and mic, but I'm not able to use that anymore. The microphone was scratching. It had a good run. So, you know, we had to change microphones. But anyway, moving on to the AR core. Oh look, wet floor. Is that acid? You bet. Hello, Mr. AI. Give me instructions. There are still 2 more areas I'd like you to check out while we can. Please go south to the shuttle bay to choose your mission for today. Remember, when you choose an area, you can see which hologram is associated with that area, if that's important to you. Yes, I just can't remember which are the choices. I do know one is the colony B, and the other one is... oh, that's inaccessible. The other one is something else. Okay, so this is the colony B. Mission complete on that. Mission complete. Accessible. Okay, we're going to the Agro-Domes. I think it's for agricultural purposes. For plant life, I think. And I drive for a rainy day. And it's gonna kill me in 3 weeks. Or closer. This is the main Agro-Dome in the facility, where the colonists used advanced hydroponics to grow base foods for processing. You can't see it from the ground, but the top of the building is like a giant round basin. It was designed to catch the rainfall and collect it. Ugh. Are you sure this is rainfall? The top layer of the building processes the rain to remove its acidic elements and treat it to be potable and suitable for plants. Ah, okay, I get it. Once you're inside, you should be able to see the various grow rooms, but my readings seem off. Something's not entirely right. Alright, while you're chatting to me, I'm getting blasted by acid rain. Alright, anything here to interact with? Okay, nothing. Enter Agroponics Dome. Something's not right. That's not right. The decontamination chamber you're in should be scanning you and cleaning the air of toxins before you enter to protect the operation inside. It doesn't appear to be working correctly. Be careful in there. Oh dear. Oh, there's some growth here. Based on what I'm reading, the facility seems to be in quite a state. Remember, we're here to find salvageable plant samples that we can use to keep the food processors running here until we escape. But first, you should find something that would indicate that the crew we're dealing with. Try looking for research notes on tables or desks. Actually, I wanted to go back to the cave. It's because we didn't actually find Mr. Lumumba's body. So that's really strange, and there wasn't really anywhere else to go. That's about it, I guess. Alright, let's just focus on the Agro-Dome. Examine the water tube. This tube feeds water collected on the special roof to the hydroponic systems here in the dome. It looks terribly corrupted though. The water seems heavily saturated with a toxic material that shouldn't be in the system. Alright. Hand-drawn notes. Those research notes handwritten by multiple people. Things must have been chaotic. Based on these, I can confirm 2 of the crew members. Leslie, well, I can't pronounce the name. Leslie, of course, as the facility manager, she was always on duty, and she would have been here to the very end. Leslie Bharadwaj, I guess. Ashley Hainsworth, the chief genetics researcher. She and Miss Bharadwaj had very different points of view of their personal logs, if there were any indication. Meaning that they had arguments about Agro-Domes procedure and protocol in general, many times. Mr. Bharadwaj, sorry if I keep mispronouncing it, but I just keep practice. Bharadwaj was an excellent leader, though a bit of a reluctant one. She preferred consultation with her subordinates and open discussion. Miss Hainsworth, on the other hand, felt that leadership required a stronger hand, and as the situation got worse, their differences became more pronounced. Oh, well, 2 leaders having a debate. Okay, is that okay? Let's just move on the left first. Water tube is contaminated. To the leafy green chamber 1 is inaccessible, probably because of the growth here. Alright, so chamber 2 is accessible. Looking at the rubble pile, the dome is in pretty bad shape. It looks like walls have collapsed and there's a lot of damage all around. There were other labs around the other side of the corridor, but you won't be able to access them. We'll just have to focus our efforts here. Well, I just took a chance and tried this one. Okay, let's just try it here. Let's start here. It looks like a seismic event collapsed one of the walls here. You may be able to squeeze through though. Well, I'm not seeing that part yet. Oh, okay, on that part. But let's look around first. Oh. There's a lot of growth here. I don't think I can take... Ooh! A body. It's the body of Arlo Jaeger. Arlo Jaeger! Oh, I'm sorry. You appear to have found a corpse of Arlo Jaeger, the production supervisor. His body is trapped beneath the rubble from that wall. It looks like he attempted to keep himself alive with the produce in that room, but either the tainted crops got the better of him or help simply never came. Okay, so he didn't. I thought he died from the collapse of the rubble, but probably from the produce, because AI has said that it was contaminated. Okay, passing through the rubble, and what do we get? Okay, so we can look at note. It's a note from horticultural technician Florent Marquand. Special ventilation for this room is permanently shut down. Nothing we can do about it. There's an addition. If you two could have stopped bickering, maybe you'd have done your job and these crops wouldn't have failed. Well, someone had to say something about those two. Alright, so crops here have failed. Except for one? This one? Alright, well. I like the music right now. Alright, so there's nothing here worth interacting. It seems that everything is... There's just nothing. Probably I need to do something, but... Okay. Alright, so let's get back to that. Just plants, I guess. Right, so nothing else on this room. Let's go to the other side then. Alright, over here. Legumes, chamber 2. Look at note. It's a note from horticultural technician Florent Marquand. Please note, solution tubes are leaking due to faulty seals. New ones are being printed and will be installed. I know it sucks, but I am backed up with repair requests. Alright, so they print out their parts. Cool. 3D printing, I guess. That's the future right there. Alright, so things here, nothing really helpful right now. Can't interact with any of these plants. Okay, let's just move down here. Anything here? I'm just rubble. You gotta check each nook and cranny. Just make sure you don't miss anything. Nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing here. Note, we already read that. Alright, so we can't access this. Alright, let's go to the other side. And let's see here. There's 2 doors here or more. There are more doors. Okay, let's... Leafy Greens Chamber 2. There's this... So these plants have died, but there's this growth here that's apparently healthy. Probably, despite the contamination of the water, it thrives. It's a flower patch. These are flowers growing at the base of the vines. They appear to either be resistant to the toxins that have invaded the dome, or a result of them. Likely they took root within the filtration and drainage systems below, and crawled their way up through that grate. Yes, so it's either resistant to the toxins, or it actually had to evolve. Alright, so... Alright. Note. Alright, another note for Florent Marquand. The horticultural technician reads, the ceiling cracks were damaged by the sudden growth of vines. Due to damage, auto sprinklers haven't been able to move correctly. This room is probably beyond repair. Wow. One damage after another. Okay, there's a lot of vines here. Not sure why they didn't try to cut it out. Probably they didn't have the resources to do so. But probably the growth was really fast, or maybe the vines itself are tough. They're quite thick though. Okay, inaccessible. Oh man, I don't think we have any much hydroponics dome administration. Well, I hope we have find something here. Right. Communal bookshelf. These are an assortment of reference texts as well as leisure reading on the shelf. There is also a collection of holotapes. Oh my, they look to be bootleg movies. There are drama, action, and even romance films, all entirely illegal copies that someone must have covertly brought with them or scanned via the interspace net. If the situation wasn't so dire, I would be inclined to note this in my next report to Hudson Cartier Mission Control. But given the circumstances, it hardly seems a priority. Ah, piracy is a crime. Alright, bed. The wall-mounted cot is similar to your own bed. It was meant for short-term rest for the colonists who work there. Sometimes longer than normal hours were required, and that break room was used as temporary sleeping quarters often. Simple cot. Right. Got the notes here. Research notes. Good work. You found something that can help us. According to these notes, a toxin of some kind compromised the whole facility, impacting fruit growth. Toxin. There's a detailed analysis on the toxin here. I might be able to use these formulae to reconfigure your scanner. Yes, this will work. You should be able to scan whatever plant life you come across now and determine if it's suitable for processing. We need to find specimens that are at least 60% viable for processing. Alright. How about this little plant over here? Well, okay. Nothing here. Okay. Keep looking around. Nothing here. Ooh, the tablet there. Oh. Okay, check machine password required. Look at notes. It's a note from horticultural technician Florent Marcan. The use of the processing machine without my say-so is expressly forbidden. Since you keep going around my back, I password locked it. You want in? Pay attention to my warnings next time. Ha! You want in? Good find. That datapad still has some power left, and it doesn't seem to be password protected. Let me see if there's anything of use. It seems to contain a private chat thread between Ashley and the chief genetics researcher and Arlo, the production supervisor. I'll read it to you. So, well, should I make the voice now? Ashley says, so now you see what I mean? Arlo, yeah. It seems like she's afraid to make a decision. Exactly. She seems to freeze when things like this happen. I agree that the situation with the toxins need to be dealt with more quickly. Don't be so diplomatic. You're sounding like her. I think we have a huge problem here. She needs to make a decision. The chat log ends there. It seems like some of Leslie's subordinates didn't agree with her leadership style. Well, if you can't make a decision, nothing will happen. Alright, I can't access that. Needs a password. Alright, let's look around. I think we've done with this room except for that machine. We're gonna look for plants, I guess? Plants. Oh, those vines are blocking the door. You'll have to find a way to get them out of your way. Okay, so I definitely need to get them out of my way. Ooh. Unknown plant type. Well, this is a surprise. This plant is entirely unknown and not one of the varieties commonly grown in the domes. Somehow it has thrived within the toxic environment. Your scan shows it's 92% viable for processing. Well, can we get that then? No? Alright. So we'll just have to look around. More plants here. Nope. I already checked that. Oh, okay, look. There's a... You've scanned a rampion, an ancient earth vegetable. Geneticists recently revived the strain from its hardiness and nutrition. Excellent work. This leafy green is still 75% viable for processing. Very nice. Rampion hybrid. Nice. Ancient earth stuff. Okay, so another one here. Okinawan spinach. This is promising. That spinach is generally quite rich in nutrients. Lab modifications have made it exceptionally so. It's been compromised somewhat by the environment, but you can still use some of it. It's 61% viable for processing, so our minimum is 60%, so kind of passes for what we need for processing. Not sure how the processing part works, but you know, okay. Alright, so how about this plant here? Is it great for processing? No. Okay, so we can't access this. Alright, just got a few more. And what's this one? Oh, I've scanned some modified potatoes. Their rich color comes from the extra vitamins and minerals they carry. It looks like these potatoes were heavily affected by the toxin. They're only 35% viable for processing. Yep, scratch that then. Okay. Alright, so can we process Arlo Jaeger? Guess not. Alright, hope we could find something here. Alright, I think so. This looks unique. Over here, yeah. An unknown species of flowers has sprung up in this hydroponic system. It appears to have mutated from another strain. I'm checking the flowers again to see if these are even viable as a food source. It appears not. They're too alien for our systems. These flowers are barely 5% viable for processing. Well, you never know. You know, we'll take a little bite. I'll take quite a small nibble. Probably, you know, it will be a good seasoning. But if not, well, you know, you've only got one life. You know, gotta enjoy some leafy, planty foods, flowery, I guess. Whatever. Okay. So I'm not able to finish the search for plants for processing. I have to end this episode here. Well, we'll just keep looking around. I'm sure we'll be done in no time. And anything else? No, I'm good to go. All right, Al. So this is Minkwarrior, and I'm out of here.